Hello. Well, it's been a week since we started the treatments, and to the day, actually, we started seeing some reaction. The homeopath actually told us that it was going to happen. Sunday, he got a fever, and a pretty high fever. We didn't give him Tylenol, we didn't give him nothing. We let his body fight it off. He was in bed all day, he slept all day. He had plenty to drink. He did not eat a bite. But he did have plenty to drink, and he got through it, and the next day he was just fine. He was absolutely fine. He was very moody that day, though. And, of course, I got on the email, and I emailed the homeopath and asked how often we were going to see things like that, because it puts us in distress. When the baby's not happy, we're not happy, and we hate watching him go through that. And he's had, a few fevers in his little lifetime, and each time it's always stressful for us too. So, but we let him sleep it off and pretty much catered to him all day. And then the next day he was fine, up bouncing, doing his crazy little Leo thing. And then Tuesday he was really crabby. He had kind of an up and down, I was considering it was a little bit like bipolar. He was, happy, and then a little while later he'd get really mad. And if he got upset and sad, it was like extreme upset and sad. So luckily the drops that they gave us, they do help. They do help. Speaking of the remedies, it's been a struggle and a fight to get them into him. Turns out the pellets do dissolve. We just need to, give him a little bit of time. He doesn't like anything going in his mouth, so it's been a struggle. It is getting easier because the first few days it was kicking and screaming, and it was horrid. We hated it. But because it was, we didn't let up, and I think he kind of knew that we weren't going to give up, and so he does kind of submit now. We've made kind of a game out of it. We give him his own little syringe, and he gives his toys their medicine, so he still don't like it. It makes him gag. And with autistic children, there's a kind of a common thread with the feeding thing. There's a lot of children who gag with just being in the same room with food. Some kids will vomit. They just can't handle the smell. It's like an oversensory thing. We've never had that problem with Leo. The only time I've actually ever seen him gag when it came to food was I tried to give him yogurt not very long ago, and he gagged. That was the first time I'd seen him do that. Usually, he'll feed us. He'll dip our nuggets for us and feed them to us. He'll use our forks to feed us. So he's not, turned off by food, not to that degree, and he is certainly not that severe. But the drops, they kind of trigger his gag reflex. So, this whole week, me and Daddy have been in a think tank, basically, trying to come up with different ways to make it easier on him. Maybe flavor the drops a little bit, but the homeopath is pretty adamant about not adding them to anything except for water and juice, and he doesn't like either one of those, so I'm not sure adding those to the drops would make much difference. So we're still working on it. It's still a work in progress. His appetite hasn't really altered much. I did put on the blog that we are attempting to do smoothies. The first one was a fail. He didn't particularly like, well, I tried a banana. And, I'll be honest, I'm not a banana fan either, so, I can't really fault him on that. But I am branching out with it, and we are going to try more smoothies. We are also looking into a protein powder to replace the Pediasure shakes. Because the Pediasure has the GMOs in it, and, probably a lot of sugar. It's also got dairy and soy, which are not good for him. So we are looking into a non-GMO protein powder that is also dairy-free and gluten-free. It has to be 100% clean. It's not but the best of the best of the best for our little guy. if we can't, if we can't give him the best, then we continue to look. So, but I think we found one that we're considering getting. And if I can work it a way that, like if we get the right flavor, maybe he won't notice the difference between the Pediasure and the protein powder. He makes me put Pediasure in his drinks, and I'm just not comfortable with that because I want him off of those. But if he sees me make him a drink and I don't add the Pediasure, it's a meltdown. So, but if I make it and he doesn't watch, he drinks it. It's psychosomatic. So, okay, so we're working on it. I mean, we're working into week 2 now. And, we're like I said, we're branching out with the smoothie thing, and, still offering food he doesn't take. We got gluten-free cookies. He won't even take a bite. We're looking for donuts that look like Little Debbie, but are gluten-free, and can't really find them. They do make gluten-free donuts, but they're just not the right kind of chocolate. Not for this guy. So, okay, well, if you're interested, you can look on the blog. I added, some information about the smoothies, and, of course, there's juicing information. I'm also going to add, kind of what we've been through this last week. It's a little bit of an emotional roller coaster for little Leo. But, I get a lot of help. I get a lot of support. I have people all over, that are making suggestions, and, they're telling me what they're going through and what they did, and, it's all very helpful. We need each other to support each other because, we're not going to get it through traditional medicine. So, I'm going to keep this nice and short, and if you have any comments, leave them below. Also, visit the blog, follow the blog, subscribe to the channel, and we are going to update more as we go, and any changes that we see in our little guy. One more thing before I go is the homeopath reassured me that we are not really cleansing this month. It's more of a getting his body ready to be cleansed. So that's what those pellets were for this month, was, preparing his body. And then, that's where the fever came from, and, these mood swings that he's having. His body's adjusting because for so long, he wasn't getting what he needed, nutritionally, especially, so we're very thankful that we found this homeopathy center, and I'm very thankful for that. So, all right, look forward to hearing that from everybody, and we will see you in a few days to a week.